Hey everybody, it's Jim here, and out of the big three guitar manufacturers in the United States, I can't think of a more polarizing one than Paul Reed Smith Guitars. They've been making guitars for almost 40 years now, and they have some of the most loyal, rabid, and enthusiastic customers that I've ever seen in the guitar community. And on the other side of the token, they have some serious detractors, people that call the guitars rip-offs, they have no life, they have no soul, they're boring, they're too flashy, they're too expensive, or some people, they just don't like Paul because he speaks his mind, he wears his heart on his sleeve for better or for worse, and he stands by what he says. However, in today's video, which is not going to be a full-on guitar demo of this PRS S2 Custom 24 that has had some modifications onto it, I want to focus on trying to see if I can find an answer to a question that I have, and that is, are Paul Reed Smith guitars misunderstood? And I also want to mention I am in no way sponsored or affiliated with Paul Reed Smith or any other guitar manufacturer. I'm just going to be talking about my own experience with those guitars for better or for worse. Now, when I set out to make this video, it actually wasn't going to be about this whatsoever. It was just going to be a demonstration of this guitar. This is a 2023 S2 Custom 24 that has PRS 5909 core pickups in it and a man-made bridge. But what ended up happening was I started to film some sound samples with the Vox, which led to some other events, which we'll get to in a minute. But we're going to start with those. Oddly, during the filming of this demonstration, I kept finding myself staring at the rack of guitars that was right next to me, and I eventually decided to pick up a different guitar and play the same riff. When I chose the Gibson ES Les Paul, I left all the settings the same on the Vox and the Benson preamp. Immediately, I felt like this was the more correct sound to me. But why? The PRS didn't sound bad, but my ears maybe, they were just trained for the sound of that Gibson, and I greatly preferred it in that scenario. The next thing I wanted to try was the neck pickup on my Fender JV Stratocaster against the PRS's neck pickup when split. Now, I understand the PRS had a way bigger uphill battle here, considering both the pickups being humbuckers and the overall construction of the instrument. But these little comparisons continued, and eventually I found what I believe to be my own answer to the initial question of, are PRS guitars simply misunderstood? And that answer is yes. I do believe they are misunderstood. If I want a neck single coil tone from a Stratocaster, there is no scenario where if I have a Stratocaster available to me, I'm going to pick this guitar. If I want a Gibson sound, I'm going to choose the Gibson over this guitar 99% of the time. The real problem that I think people have with Paul Reed Smith guitars is they expect them to be perfect clones of those brands, when that's simply not the right perspective, I feel at least, to approach these instruments. These guitars have their own voice. They have their own sound. They can do so many things. The playability is incredible. The fit and finish is great. They're just not Fenders and they're not Gibsons. So I suppose people that buy these guitars and they're expecting it to maybe be capable of those guitar tones that I just mentioned, maybe they are a little bit disappointed, but I think it's kind of a foolish expectation to have going into one. So if you're somebody who wants to have a plethora of different sounds, pickup configurations, an excellent playing instrument available to you that doesn't exactly provide carbon copies of the vintage guitar tones that we know and love, I think the Paul Reed Smith guitars are an excellent option. However, I always advise, no matter what the brand is, if you have the opportunity, try one in person first. But now I'd like to hear from you guys in the comment section of this video. Let me know what your thoughts on Paul Reed Smith guitars are, what your experiences with the brand happen to be, if you have or you continue to own their products, and what you thought of this video. We will be doing a long form demonstration of this guitar with the Tone King amplifier and the Friedman Pink Taco version 2 at a later date, but this really did come as a spur of the moment thought I had while I was initially filming with the Vox, and it was kind of refreshing to not just do guitar demo / review once in a while. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to play your guitar. Tell somebody that you love that you do love them, and I will see you on the next video. Take it easy, everybody.